Sheikh Jassim has submitted his second new and improved bid to buy Manchester United. It's been, well, let's be honest, a bit of a chaotic week. After the soft deadline early this week, everybody expected both bids to go in. Apparently both bids did go in. And then apparently both bids didn't go in. And it's been a bit of a clamour for news. It's kind of obvious at this point. No one really knows what's going on. So what I'm going to do here is run through the update. It's come out this morning. Everybody's reporting it. James Ducker, Simon Stone, Ben Jacobs, Mike Keegan. Every single reliable journalist has replied, the bid's in. So let's run through the full story. There's still no confirmation, and I don't think there will ever be confirmation on what that fee is, what the price is of the bid. Let's run through the story. Make sure you let me know what you think in the comments below. I've tried to not feed hysteria around this. This last few days, 72 hours in particular, there's been so much stuff said from so many different angles. Oh, they're all pulling out. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then Thomas Ziliakis came in, who's an absolute charlatan. Let me cover the story for you here quickly. Give me 10 minutes of your time here on a Saturday morning. Now, it was, 2 days ago now? Yeah. The Jim Ratcliffe and the INEOS bid went in. The new one. After the deadline. And everybody was like, what's going on with the JBJ bid? Where is Sheikh Jassim? Why is that bid not in? And I know it's look, patience is sometimes required. And it's not a Captain hindsight thing to say. It's just true. These things do take time. But here we are with official confirmation that that bid has gone in. Simon Stone from the BBC there. Ben Jacobs, who, of course, I'm going to have to get on for part 7 at some point soon, saying that Sheikh Jassim's second offer was submitted overnight. It's improved and described by insiders as highly competitive. Still unclear whether there will be another bidding stage. James Ducker covering the same thing. And what I'm going to do now is run through a couple of articles. One from the Daily Mail and Mike Keegan, and one from Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic. Let's read through and see what's being reported around it. And let's have a discussion about what comes next, because there's a really important part coming next. There really, really is. Manchester United received a Qatari bid for the club overnight on Friday as the battle to purchase the Premier League giants continues. The Qatari bid for United remained outstanding on Friday night, but sources close to the group were adamant that it would be forthcoming, and so it proved overnight. It had been thought the team working on an offer from Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani would submit before close of business on Friday. However, it hadn't landed. Sportsmail understands that the final details were being ironed out. The US merchant bank Raine, which is running the process, had granted further time following Wednesday night's initial soft deadline. Now, you've probably seen reports last night. Sorry. I can't believe I've still got some sort of lurgy. It's unreal. You probably saw some reports on Friday night suggesting that the second bids were at 6 billion, maybe even more than 6 billion. It's everything that the Glazers wanted. You know what pisses me? I just get the feeling that the Glazers will get what they want. They will get that 6 billion. That they have got the bidding war that they absolutely desired. But no one knows yet. So when it comes to trying to understand what that fee is, I would just encourage caution. Don't try and... because Sheikh Jassim and Jim Ratcliffe both under NDA. They can't be coming out and saying, hey, we bid this much. And they don't really want the other party to know how much they bid. They'd rather keep it sealed and closed into themselves. Probably gives them a little bit more power in negotiations. Maybe not power in negotiations, but they'd rather not have it all out in public. And because of those NDAs, we won't know about the actual bids themselves. We just know that it's gone in. And it's confirmed as well by The Athletic and by Laurie Whitwell. Let's see what he's saying. Sheikh Jassim has submitted that second bid. Both parties, who are leading contenders to replace the Glazer family, have launched improved bids in hope of taking control. The initial bids were not thought to have surpassed 5 billion. A delegation, we know that. Okay, so there's not too much information there. But the bids are in, right? The bids are in. The second bids are in. And now is, I would, in my opinion, argue that the most significant and most important part of this process yet, because what we find out now in the next week is their intention, their genuine intention, because all along we've still had that cloud hanging over us as, what do the Glazers really want to do? Do they want to sell the club? Do they want to get 6 billion and say, oh, there you go, look at that, world record club, world record sale, brilliant, look how rich we are? Or Do they want to maintain some sort of ownership of Manchester United? Do they somehow want to find minority investment from somebody like Elliott Group Management and retain control of the club while selling off part of it and making money that way? We still don't have confirmation on that. However, at this point here, we're at the stage where I feel like we should get some clarity. Now, I've already sort of explained what the next steps could be. I don't personally feel we'll get to that period of exclusivity yet. That idea that the Glazers are going to choose Sheikh Jassim or Jim Ratcliffe and that bid and just go, you know, you're the exclusive bidder now. It's up to you to agree a final price with us. I imagine the Glazers will go for that third round of bidding. But the interesting thing is going to be, who do they put through to that third round? Now, I've sort of said this all along, and I kind of maintain it. Jeopardy is a currency that the Glazers seemingly thrive on. They love the negativity of it. They love the fear of just holding it a possibility over someone. So I think when it comes to this third round of bidding, which is what I personally expect, I'm not in the know. I never said I'm in the know. I expect them to put through both. I don't expect them to accept a bid either. I still think they want more. I still feel like they think they can get more. Now, something I haven't covered on purpose because I don't particularly... Well, I say I haven't covered it. I covered it. I spoke about it in the live stream. I was offered an interview with Thomas Ziliakis. I actually asked for it first, I'll be completely honest. Because at that point, I thought, that's very interesting. I'll go for it. And then as it sort of transpired, I thought, that's just a bit weird. I don't really understand the structure of this. I got another email this morning, 8:30 this morning, confirming that they had increased their bid. No numbers involved. And of course, we don't know. Look, strikes me as an absolute chancer. A Michael Knighton V2, if you want to call it that. Somebody who loves the positivity of the associated public relations of it, but somebody who doesn't actually have any intention of buying Manchester United. And something that's sort of, I've written there about the concept of the NDA and the fact that he hasn't signed one. He wasn't involved in stage one. No one really takes him seriously who's involved in the bid. And this as well, he's tweeting this out, saying, we will return the club to its glory days. Now, given that this was, I believe, retweeted by Simon Stone from the BBC. So either both of us, I think he did anyway. Let me go down here. There he is. So either both of us have been duped, and this isn't actually an account there, or he's using, you remember what happened after Sheikh Jassim said that in his initial statement, and the Glazers come out and got angry about it? I don't think this bid is anything that should be seriously entertained or considered. In my opinion, there are two main takeover contenders, and there are two now new and improved bids in from Sir Jim Ratcliffe and from Sheikh Jassim. Now, as Ben Jacobs has written here, they are still massively confident about... Oh, actually, he didn't write it there. He wrote it on the thread, I believe. Sheikh Jassim's 9-2 Foundation continue to believe their bid is the best one for the club, the fans, and the local community. And we know full well when it comes to a manifesto, the 9-2 Foundation have already said what they're going to do. Invest heavily in the men's team, invest heavily in the women's team, the academy team, the infrastructure, the community. They've pledged a lot already. Jim Ratcliffe and INEOS, they've taken a different approach, and they haven't gone as forth with in public of what they're saying with their statement. But this third round here, will it come? Will it be the period of exclusivity? When will we hear from the Glazers? That is what everybody's now going to be asking. Now, the reports originally, after that soft deadline that was missed and extended early this week, Mike Keegan said that it was going to be within 7 days. So if that's the case, then we're looking at next Saturday, that when we're going to hear something from the Raine Group, from the Glazers, as to whether a bid's been accepted, which I doubt. A period of exclusivity is created around one bidder, which I personally doubt, or a third round is going to happen, or that the Glazers are rejecting all bids and they're going to stay. That's the least likely option. I think it's going to be a third round, and I imagine they're probably going to put through Elliott Group just to keep that jeopardy and keep that fear that the Glazers might sell a minority and stay on. But a dream situation is that this third round of bidding only includes these two. Because if that is the case, then for the first time we can say categorically that the Glazers want to sell all of Manchester United. And that will be a significant moment. Hopefully we can have that conversation next week. I hope that's rounded all the news up for you. If it did and it helped, please subscribe. I'd love to have you on board. I'll be covering this in as much detail as possible. But let me know what you think in the comments.